All right, guys, so here's the second page of the factoring review. I wanted to make the word problem separate so that you didn't have to watch the entire first half if you're already feeling pretty confident with your factoring. So diving right in, it says the area of this triangle is 42. Okay, so we also know the height and the base of the triangle. Well, the area formula for a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. So let's plug in what we know. We know that 42 is the area. We know 1/2. We know that the base is 2x plus 8. And we know the height is x plus 3. Okay, with everything plugged in, now let's do some multiplying. So 42 is equal to 1/2. And then we're going to have 2x times x, which would give us 2x squared. 2x times 3, which would give us positive 6x. X plus times 8 would give us positive 8x. And 8 times 3 would give us positive 24. Okay. From here, I'm going to simplify that inside. So 42 equals 1/2. 2x squared plus 6 and 8 is going to give us 14x. Plus 24. And now what we can do is distribute that half to everything. So 42 is equal to x squared plus 7x plus 12. And then the last thing we have to do here is we need to subtract off 42 from both sides, because in order to solve for x in a quadratic, it has to be set equal to 0. So we have 0 equals x squared plus 7x minus 30. Now we have this equation that we hopefully should be able to factor. So let's try to factor this. So 0 is equal to, because it's 30, because it's an a value of 1, that means we're going to have x and x on the inside here. Negative tells us positive and negative. And then we need to get 7. So if I'm thinking of factors of 30, I'm 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6. So positive and negative, can I make any of those 7? It looks like 10 and 3 could make 7, right? So if we had positive 10, negative 3, that should give us what we're looking for. So our x values are negative 10 and x equals positive 3. In this case, we're talking about an area, okay? So with these problems, we need something that's positive. So x equals 3 would be our answer. All right, next one. It says a city skate park is a rectangle 100 feet long by 50 feet wide. So let's draw that, 100 feet long, 50 feet wide. The city wants to triple the area of the skate park by adding the same distance x to the length and the width. Okay, so we have the skate park right here. It wants to add x to the length and the width. So if we go x to the length, we're here. X to the width would be here. Okay, so that would mean an x is also going here as well, because that would also be considered the width. X could also go out here, because that's also considered the length. So this is what was getting added to the skate park. Notice we're not going all the way around this time. It's just this new corner section that it's building on. Okay? From here it says, write and solve an equation to find the value of x. What are the new dimensions of the skate park? Well, it says that the skate park is a rectangle 100 feet by 50 feet. So the area of the skate park is 100 times 50, which that's going to give us 5,000. It says that the... oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It says that the city wants to triple the area, right? So triple that, so 3 times 5,000, tells us that the new area is 15,000 feet, okay? The dimensions of what we drew in here would be x plus 100 for the length. For the width we're looking on this side, so we have 50 here, x here, so then this would be 50 plus x. So what we have is, we have 50 plus x times, we could say x plus 100 is equal to 15,000, okay? Because this is the extended dimensions equals the extended area. We now multiply this through, so this is going to be wonky. 50x plus x squared plus 5,000 plus 100x equals 15,000. Sorry, that's weird. Let's simplify it so it looks better. X squared in the front, 50x and 100x makes 150x. And then 5,000 is what's getting added to it, equals 15,000. Okay. And now in order for us to solve this, we have to subtract the 15,000 to the other side. So we'll do that. That's going to give us x squared plus 150x minus 10,000 equals 0. And now we got to factor 10,000, right? What a great number to pick to factor. Well, the nice thing is we have x and x, and it has to be plus and minus. Has to be 150 in the middle, okay? So 150, let's just do 10,000 divided by 50. That would give us, what is that, 50 and 200. Well, look at that. Boom, 50 and 200. Okay, we need positive 200, negative 50. So then the answer that we want is going to be that positive one, so x equals 50 feet, right? This is the addition that they're adding. So it says find the value of x. We found it. X is 50 feet. It also says what are the new dimensions of the skate park, right? So we need to do 50 plus 50, so that's going to be 100. And then 50 plus 100 is 150. So the new dimensions are 100 by 150 feet. Okay. So that's how we do the skate park question. And then the last one here we have quilts. It says you have made a rectangular quilt that is 5 feet by 4 feet. So 5 by 4. You want to use the remaining 10 square feet of fabric to add a decorative border. So we're adding a border to this. So here's our border question. This is like the notes from yesterday. Adding a border, uniform width all the way around the quilt. Okay, so there's the border. Looks something like this. What should the width of the quilt's border be? So it tells us that the extra area we have is 10. We know the area of the quilt, right? 5 times 4 gives us 20. So the quilt area plus the extra fabric area, which is 10, tells us that the total area is going to be 30. Okay. We also will be able to figure out what the new dimensions of our big rectangle are here. So we have 5 plus 2x on the side, 4 plus 2x along the bottom. So then we have 5 plus 2x times 4 plus 2x is equal to 30, right? Because this is the area, this is also the area. Area needs to equal the area. And then we can multiply through. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 2 is 10x. 2 times 4 is 8x. And 2 times 2 is 4x squared is equal to 30. I'm going to subtract 30 as well as combine 10 and 8. So subtract 30 gives us negative 10 plus 18x plus 4x squared is equal to 0. If you don't like how this looks, rearrange it. So 4x squared plus 18x minus 10 is equal to 0. So that's what it would look like if it was rearranged. The next thing we should always do is see if we can pull out a greatest common factor. In this case, looks like we can. 2 comes out of all those. So it'd be 2 times 2x squared plus 9x minus 5 is equal to 0. And then I would just divide this 2 off to get rid of it. So 2x squared plus 9x minus 5 is equal to 0. Now we should be able to factor. So 2x and x. We only have 1 and 5 as our options. It has to be plus and minus. Because it's a positive 9, I'm going to make a positive on the right, negative on the left, because 2 times the positive number will get us into the positives. So it looks like it's going to be 5 and 1. That's our only option. So then it's going to give, that would give us 10x minus x. So that does give us our positive 9x. So then our solution here is x equals 1/2 and x equals -5. But we only want the positive because it's asking us about a uniform width. So the width will be 1/2 of a foot for this fabric around the quilt. All right, so that's all of page 2. As always, guys, come with questions or message me on Canvas with questions. But this should be a great help for you guys on the skill check today.